Hey, my name's Chantel and I am an artist and I just sold my first ACEO. I created a bunch of these little tiny paintings and I decided to sell them on eBay. And my first tip on selling ACEO art is to just start, just do it. Because unless you start, you'll never know. I remember getting my first ACEO sale and it was on eBay. It was just on a regular Saturday. I was doing my art. I was creating actually more of these and suddenly I got a notification on my phone and it said, "You've just sold, you've just made a sale." And I was a little bit surprised and I thought it was a fluke at first, just because I was thinking, who is going to buy these tiny little paintings? I've been seeing them all over social media, so I've been seeing so many different people out there doing ACEOs, and I thought I would try myself and see what would happen if I made my own ACEO. And so I decided to try it out and see how it would work for me. A lot of the different content creators were based in America, so I feel like it is a lot bigger in America. I'm based in the UK, so I didn't feel like it was as popular here. I just wanted to see what would happen, if it would catch on, if it's actually a thing. And I definitely believe that there is a market for these right here in the UK. Of course, it's bigger over in America, but people are buying ACEOs right here in England. So that was really exciting for me to see my first sales. For me, I have always been a freelancer, not in art, in a completely different field, and I've always struggled to be able to figure out a way to monetize my art. So selling physical products, specifically original art, is something that I've never done before. So I thought I would start small with something really tiny like these little paintings that I have here and see how they went before really delving into bigger pieces, and I wanted to just test the market. So the first reason why you should start selling your ACEOs is because it's really low pressure. That's why I started. They literally took just a few minutes to do each one. I do a big batch of 9 all at once, and I just split my page up. That's like an A4 page. I don't use any sort of special cards. I measure it out. So an ACEO is basically in the size of basically 2.5 by 3.5. So I measured that out with a ruler on my page, and then I cut them out by hand. And I just like to use regular art paper or using watercolor paper to do them as well. And it's just been really easy. They've been low pressure, just almost treating them as sketchbook sessions, creating cute little characters and just testing what people like. You can probably see I've got an obsession with frogs. Don't judge me. There's a lot of frogs. I haven't even listed. A lot of these have not even been listed just because I haven't gotten around to doing it. I've just had so much fun actually just creating these and just getting them out there. My main goal was just experimentation to see what works and what didn't work. And that's the reason why I wanted to create these little mini paintings, and I can just really invest my time in them and see how the market responds, and then I can create bigger pieces and create prints from them as well as greeting cards. Right now I'm working towards building an art licensing portfolio as well as my online shop and selling my prints on my online shop. I just launched it recently, so check out my previous video where I talked about how I launched it and how I was feeling. These are just really big tests for me and it just feels so exciting. The next point is that I genuinely thought that the first sale was a fluke. And what I meant by that is I just thought maybe it was just like an accident or random. I actually priced my little prints at about $1.99, so they were super cheap. I'm not really attached to them. They don't really cost me anything to make, and I treat them as basically sketchbook pieces. So I'm not really trying to make money on them. I just wanted to get them out there and see how they did. So the first one I thought was a fluke, but then I started to get, and more different orders came in, which was really exciting to see. So I sold quite a few different characters. As you can see, I like drawing animals as characters. I've got quite a lot of frogs here. I promise you I don't just draw frogs, but they are a main character that you'll see that pops up into my sketchbooks a lot. Something that I love drawing a lot. I think I was just doing a frog theme at this point. But overall, I just really love treating it like a sketchbook, testing different things and seeing how they work. And what I found was that lots of different characters sold. I sold a fashionable cat in a cute little outfit. I sold some dogs and some cats as well, which was really fun. So animals did well for me. A lot of these haven't sold yet, so I've got quite a bunch of them, and some are just not even listed yet because I like to take pictures of them, list them, and it does take a little bit of time. But what really is important to me is just seeing that these little tiny pieces are making their way into other people's homes and having a place in their homes. I'd love to see what people are doing with their collector pieces. The third thing that surprised me about selling ACEOs was the feedback. So I think because it is such a personal item, it's a piece of art, and people can see the work and the effort that has gone into each piece, they are more inclined to leave feedback. So it has really helped me to build up my eBay profile. My plan is to sell bigger pieces in the future, which is great. And what I found is that every single person who purchased from me has left a review. I got so many fantastic reviews that people left, and what surprised me even more was that people bought stuff and then they came back and bought another piece. So I had a couple of repeat buyers, which was really exciting to see and surprising because I didn't think that would happen. And at this point of the video, you might be wondering how I've gotten the inspiration to create all of these different little pieces. And if you are struggling with figuring out how to stay creative, I have a 7-day creative art reset challenge. So make sure to click the description box below so that you can get that free guide. So the fourth point is that it's all just an experiment, and that's how you should go into it, is thinking of it as an experiment. At first, I listed about 40 of these. I think I've got maybe 100, which is just proves how much I love creating them. They've kind of replaced my daily sketchbook practice, and they've become really easy. I don't worry about them. I don't spend too much time. I can create, like I said, 9 probably would take me maybe a couple of hours, because I'll just do them all at once and batch create them. That's why a lot of them are the same theme, and that's why I've got multiple frogs and I've got multiple fruits as well. Actually, some of my fruits actually sold. So this is one that's by itself. I've got multiple cats as well. These are from my cat and dog collection, and a couple of those sold as well. So I create them in batches, and that's how I've been able to stay consistent with my art practice and also be able to create a high quantity. I just wish that I could keep up with listing at the same speed that I can create. So if you're an artist and you're wondering how you can start selling your own original pieces, I highly recommend checking out doing these tiny little pieces of art and selling them and seeing how they do. So many artists have even made a profit on it. I personally haven't made a massive profit or a profit as such, because I priced them really low. I just wanted to get feedback, and I also wanted to get my name out there. I also wanted to grow fans, and I wanted to get reviews on my eBay site. When you first start listing on eBay, it can be hard to get those initial sales. Once you've built it up, when I want to upload more expensive pieces, then it will have that background already. and I'm not going to be starting from scratch, which is really important. And I think it's great to do both eBay and also my own website so that I can get traffic and the benefit from both of them. And I really love the eBay system where it's free to list, whereas with Etsy, they take a lot of fees. You have to pay to list, even though it's a small fee, they all add up, and then they take huge fees afterwards, whereas with eBay, they only take the fee after you've sold. So you're not really risking too much with eBay, and I think that's a great reason why I've preferred using eBay. So I've seen a lot of artists be successful on eBay as well, so it is a really fantastic platform to be on. So at this point of the video, you might be wondering about my art journey and how I've gone about putting my art online. And that's why your next step should be watching how I launched my first art shop at 33 years old, listing photography and everything. I go into the full detail and showing you exactly what that process looks like. Bye!